Thank you so much for joining us for this next lesson of Kite Academy, where we'll be speaking with Michael Litt on how to prospect and stand out from the crowd. A conversation that's actually very near and dear to my heart because there are so many different technologies that we're expected to use today. And, you know, I have a favorite. It happens to be yours. And so I'd love it if you could talk a little bit about, you know, your learning journey, but then also how what you've developed fits into that.
Yeah, so I think it's probably effective to tell the story of how we created the technology or why we created the technology in the first place. So, quick refresher, the Vidyard tool is a Chrome extension that allows you to quickly record via your webcam. So a quick hello in somebody's inbox is an animated GIF, hard to ignore, or a screen recording. Screen recordings are great for walking through sales orders and other complex mediums. Our outbound prospecting team was always looking for ways of standing out. And it's very difficult to do that using text because every block of text looks like time. And the greatest risk of execution for anyone in the professional world is the time they spend reading emails and stuff. And an email from somebody you don't know in today's world largely comes from some automated source. It's a nurture program or whatever. And so someone on our team very cleverly decided that they were going to open QuickTime on their Mac, record a video from their webcam, take that file, upload it to the Vidyard service, grab a snapshot of that video, dump it into email, and hyperlink that image to the video which was hosted on our platform, and then watch our analytics service to see when that person viewed the content. That was a very, very cumbersome process, but it worked. And it took way more time than just copying and pasting text, but the response rates were much higher. And people started asking questions such as, how did you do that? And the response, unfortunately, wasn't very efficient. So we packaged up that tool into a Chrome extension. It's called Vidyard. You can find it. It's free to use. And it is essentially one click to record, one click to drop it into the email and send it. And then you get a push notification from the app in Chrome that tells you when the person watched the content. And the more advanced versions of the product allow you to brand the sharing page and actually append that view notification to the contact record in your CRM, which is very valuable. That's why we built it. And it continues to be very valuable because when we think about selling technology, selling anything really, it's about creating a personal connection. And it is very difficult to do that over text. It's very difficult to do that without pictures, without video. And when you're that person sitting at your desk and you have a message for someone, and you're communicating that message in a non-automated, non-scalable way, it's very likely that that person's going to respond. And what a lot of people do is they end up writing the recipient's name on a whiteboard. Mm-hmm. And in the GIF, which actually launches the video inside of the person's inbox, you know, they're waving and pointing at that whiteboard. Try not clicking on a video from someone who is clearly trying to get your attention, clearly took the time to write your name on the whiteboard. Again, this is all much faster and easier than writing an email. It's just something that you have to get in the rhythm of doing. It's very effective, and hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, the reason why I love video so much is because you get so many more layers from that communication. Because oftentimes when you get an email, yes, it's from an automated source, but you're also reading your tone into the language, and you don't necessarily know what that person was thinking when they were writing it. And so there's these missing communication components. You can't read their body language, you can't see their eyes, you can't make inferences. But with video, you can learn a lot more, you can connect a lot more. And so I love it personally for those reasons, just because of the depth of communication. But I understand how video is. Not everybody is comfortable being on video. So what are some tips that you can provide for people who love the idea, know where the technology is, but aren't yet comfortable to take that next step?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. The world has moved from kind of face-to-face sales to largely internet-based sales, right? And so people are moving into sales roles that maybe aren't as comfortable as they traditionally were with face-to-face interaction. But those same people meet with individuals daily, inside the company, outside the company, in their social circles. And so don't think of video as this perfect thing, because it is perfect in its imperfection. Your ums, your ahs, your stumbles, all those things create this sense of a human connection, right? And again, in this world where we're moving away from field-based sales, largely to internet-based sales that aren't face-to-face, we need to find ways of finding those human connections, right? A good portion of the sales process still is around that connection, especially at the later stages. And it's just so difficult to do without any face-to-face contact. And we always say that video is the next best thing to being there in person. So I think it's about removing the stigma of being on video and seeing yourself in a recording and not liking the way you look or the way you sound, etc. And just understanding that if you were meeting that person in person, they would have the exact same perspective of you. And so get off your high horse recording some videos. They don't need to be perfect. They're perfect in their imperfection. And people want to see you and want to see why you care. And to your point, your passion will come out through the way you're communicating on video in a way it can never do in standard text-based email.
Thank you so much, Michael. That was super informative. And thank you for joining us. And tune in for our next module, which is Nurturing in Today's Digital World.